Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be learning how we can create a matrix of checkboxes or radio buttons or different field. Like sometimes we need to show use a single heading and then we want the user to have multiple columns and multiple rows for different questions to choose from. That is called a question matrix. So in today's video we will be learning how we can do that with jot form. So you need to simply click on the add form element, and then at the bottom you will see a field name as input table. Here is the field. So simply we will drag this field and put it here. So this is how the matrix question will look like. Like you can simply place your heading here, and then you can have any number of columns and any number of rows you want. But this is not just limited to the radio buttons. Like maybe you want to use check boxes or you want to use text fields. So we will see what other options we will have. So as you can see, we can use the evolution slider. So this is how it will work. We will simply have the columns here. So we can use the emoji sliders, we can use the radio buttons at the matrix. So like if you want to add another column, just simply go to the columns and add the value in the next row. Like if you want to add an option not applicable, just simply you need to write the column name. And if you want to add the new row, just simply click on the enter button and you will be able to add the new row. Like this is a new row. We can simply have the yes no matrix for our questions. We can have just the check boxes. In check boxes and radio buttons and in other things, we can specify the column labels we want to display, but in some cases the column labels will definitely be limited, like yes no. In that case you cannot change the column label, it will be either a yes or a no. Definitely you can change the label, but the answer will be either positive or negative. If you simply want to display a drop down for all of your options, then we can do that. And if you want to show a matrix with multiple options, like you want your first column to be radio buttons, you want your second column to be a checkbox and something like that, then they offer the option for multi-type column. In multi-type column, you will be seeing a different label here, like an extra label that is called column types. So in here all columns will be displayed and you can choose which question type you want for your column. Like if for first you can check box, you can use radio buttons, or you can simply use the drop down menus. It is up to you what you want to use. If you want to use radio buttons, it is single choice. For checkboxes, it will be checkbox, and for a simple text box, it will be text box. So the thing to remember about this field is we cannot like put a validation into this field, like which option will be we will be using. So this is how it will work. And for drop down options, the number of drop down fields you have added into your form, it will be displayed here. Like right now, there are two columns with drop-down, so the drop-down options will be displayed here. If we choose a third column as a drop-down, then you will see a third box will appear here. So you can simply separate the options on each new line, and the boxes will be created here. If you want to define the calculation values, we can do that too here. Like calculation values, in that case, if user enter a number or something, then we can use those values to define the each column separately. Like for a single row, we each row value, like if there are four columns, then let's say we want to assign one value to the first and two to the second row, three to the first row, and four to the. So this is how it will work. Each value for each row will be on a separate new line. But if you want to assign values for each column, then it will be separated with a comma. Like right now there are four columns, and if we want to assign four values, this is how we will do it. For columns, each value will be separated with a comma on the same line, but for in the next row, you need to move to the next line, and then it will go again the same way. Like for each column, you need to put the comma, and these values can be used in the calculations. So in the advanced, as you can see, the unique name here, and the hide field option will definitely hide this field from the user. So this field is a bit complicated. So let us know if you want to know more about it or you have any questions. That will be all for today. So in the next video, we will be showing you how you can change the colors of, not in the card form layout, but in classic layout, how you can change the color of the row header and how you can change the color of the column headers using CSS. So CSS is the coding that we can use in classic layout to style our form according to our wish. So in the next video, definitely we will be talking about how we can change the row headers and column headers in the input table according to our brand. Don't forget to subscribe the channel for more, and please do like and share this video. Thank